Okay, so it's still
Welcome
up in
to
the
the
air.
Ice Guys. Welcome to the Ice Guys, presented by the Hockey Podcast Network. It is Friday, June 25th. Ian Cameron and Jimmy Murphy with us, as you could hear just as we were getting on the air. We are ready for a Game 7 tonight between the New York Islanders and the Tampa Bay Lightning. Two best words in sports, Game 7. But before we get there, and Alex B. Smith, by the way, will be joining us momentarily as well. Before we get there, we want to look back on what was an incredible night in the city of Montreal, and for all Habs fans that got the chance to witness their team advance and punch their ticket to their first Stanley Cup final since 1993, and we know how that one ended. They won the whole thing against the Kings that year. Look, Montreal deserves it. We said this at the end of our BetCast. Thanks to everybody that tuned in and joined us live during the stream on the BetCast last night. It was a lot of fun as always, but we said it last night at the end of the BetCast. Montreal deserves the credit. This is a day to recognize what Montreal did and not wonder about what Vegas didn't do. This was a Montreal collective team effort from the goaltender out. Carey Price solid. The defense shut down the top forwards throughout that series for the Vegas Golden Knights. The forwards for Montreal got more accomplished and produced more than Vegas's forward group did. Simple as that. Toffoli, Anderson, Kotkaniemi, Caulfield, Suzuki, go on down the list. Lehkonen with the overtime game winner last night. Flat out, top to bottom, Montreal was the better team and outplayed Vegas. And I thought they got stronger as the series progressed. And now it's on to the Stanley Cup final. Great job by them to think that they were down 3-1 to Toronto and were an overtime Toronto Maple Leafs goal in that Game 5 away from their season being over to now being in this spot where they're in the Stanley Cup final. Incredible job by the Montreal Canadiens. And credit to Luke Richardson, Alex Burrows, and Sean Burke behind the bench on the coaching staff, picking up the slack for the absence of Dominic Ducharme. They overcame that to boot as well to get their way to the Stanley Cup final. Montreal, full marks for getting there. And for those of you that are squawking at me or Jimmy or Alex or any of us saying you're just hopping on the Montreal bandwagon now and drinking their Kool-Aid, I posted a link to our season preview show from January 11th on Twitter last night. That's going to get everybody to shut up once they read that or watch that again, because we were all singing the praises of Montreal in that season preview show and thought they could make a deep run in this playoffs. And that is exactly what the Montreal Canadiens have done. Jimmy, thoughts on Montreal? Oh, we just lost Jimmy. Just as I threw it to him. I thought it was going to be the perfect segue there. Jimmy is traveling, by the way, so you know the signal is just a little bit spotty right now. Alex B. Smith's having a laptop update. We know how long those can take, and they always happen at the worst times. But we'll get Alex in here momentarily as well and get Jimmy back on the show in just a second. He's going to end up going to a place with a little bit better reception. By the way, this gives me a chance while we wait for Jimmy and Alex to rejoin the show here. We haven't had many days off with the Ice Guys from the very beginning of the season in January. We prided ourselves on being a 7 days a week show, here for the viewers, here for the listeners, here for the fans, to break down every single game throughout the season, regular season and playoffs from a betting perspective. But obviously we're not going to have games tomorrow. We're not going to have games Sunday. So as a result, there will be no weekend shows this weekend, which means I've got some time off finally. For a change. And I'm looking forward to that for sure for a couple of days, not having to do the show, even though I enjoy them. But we will be back on Monday, 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific, and we will get you ready for Game 1, because we do know now that and it has been confirmed that Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final will be Monday night between the Montreal Canadiens and the winner of tonight's Game 7 between the Lightning and the Islanders. So Game 1 will be Monday night of the Stanley Cup Final. We'll be here on Monday to preview the series and also preview Game 1. We got Jimmy Murphy back. Jimmy, you were in ecstasy for Montreal for their win last night. I know not many people outside of Montreal were happier than you last night.
Yeah, and it's more not so just because, I'm a Canadiens fan or anything. It's like I said last night, and I just love that city and appreciate what a hockey city it is, and just the tradition and mystique and the allure of it. You can't really put it into words until you experience it, but you're getting as close a taste to it watching it on the TV and just watching how they've captivated that city. And they're riding some magic right now. I know that sounds corny, but I believe in it. I think sometimes you get these runs in sports, and that's why we watch sports. I think this is a perfect example of it, where teams are I think it's a disrespect to say they're overachieving. Teams are surprising us, and they go out there and they find it at the right time. They unite as a team, and they believe in one goal, and it's just unreal. And the performance of Carey Price to this point, I mean, is going to go down no matter what happens in the Stanley Cup final. I think it goes down as, at least in my lifetime, one of the best goaltending performances in the Stanley Cup playoffs.
There's no question about that. I think Carey Price is certainly he's quieted the doubters, because look, at times this year, I'll be the first to admit I was one of them.
Me too.
There were a couple of games this year, Price was absolute trash in a couple of those games. Nothing like the Carey Price we're seeing right now, and we were worried about the guy. Between the in and out of the lineup with injuries and some of those soft goals he was giving up way back in, like, let's say February and March. During the regular season. But boy, he hasn't given up many of those in these playoffs. He's been healthy. He's been consistent. He's been sharp. He's been focused. He's been a great vocal leader, I think, for this team. You see him making the noise and shouting, a little bit when he was leading the team onto the ice for Game 5 in Vegas, which was a pivotal game, that big road win that they had, which really put them in the driver's seat in this series. So Carey Price has been outstanding. And then, of course, the defense has been solid. What's good for Montreal is, I keep saying I'm getting worried that they play their top 4 defensemen so much, but now that they're going to get a couple days off, that should help them a little bit, fill up that gas tank a little bit and be ready to go, and a little bit more energy and more energized for the start of the Stanley Cup final on Monday night, where they will await the winner of tonight in Game 7 between the New York Islanders and the Tampa Bay Lightning. How about this? Tampa Bay opened as high as -180 in Game 7 tonight, and we're seeing them down to -160 now in most spots. So finally some Islanders love and some Islanders money trickling in here on the day of this Game 7. The total 5 slightly shaded to the over. Obviously the Kucherov situation looms over this game tonight. John Cooper was non-committal in his morning skate press conference today, saying whether he'd be in or out. He did not say, so we're going to have to stay tuned. There are some people close to Tampa Bay that apparently think he's not going to play, but again, we don't know 100% for sure until we either see him or don't see him out on the ice with his Lightning teammates during the pregame skate. So that definitely remains to be seen if he will be in the lineup. Regardless, though, and I know it is tough to say, you know what, bet the Islanders with confidence tonight in Tampa against a Lightning team, not only playing at home in a Game 7, but 13-0 off a loss in the playoffs over the last 2 playoff years. Obviously that's an undefeated track record. This team has just not lost 2 games in a row in the playoffs the last 2 seasons. But there's just that gut feel to me that this Islanders team, which was left for dead, down 2-0 in Game 6, after the 8-0 shellacking they took in Game 5, and that they somehow rallied back and found a way to win that game in overtime with Beauvillier's game winner. I think it says that they are ready maybe to steal Game 7 on the road. And I think the fact that this Islanders team will be playing at Amalie Arena for the first time since that shellacking they took, I think they play an incredible road game tonight. I just got that feel. They're going to play a great road game. They're going to be good defensively. Varlamov's going to rise to the occasion and be very, very good in net. And I think they're going to have a very real shot to win this game and win this series tonight. So once again, like it's been for most of the series, I think there's value on the Islanders here. I've already got the Islanders a little bit to win the series, so I'm not adding on with a huge Game 7 bet here on the Islanders. It'll just be a small one. I'm also on the over in the third period. Over 1.5 here, -150. I've been going with that. Now, the last couple playoff elimination games, we've seen the 1 goal scored to tie the game and then not another goal in the third, and we've seen them stay under. But, you still got to, I'm still going with that. It's still 14-7 for the playoffs, third period overs in playoff elimination games. So I'm still back to the over 1.5, -150 in the third period tonight. And as far as the goal scorer props go, in this game tonight, I'm back on Braden Point to score a goal once again as he looks to tie the Reggie Leach record of 10 straight playoff games with a goal. So Braden Point, and once again, he's in that same range of +1. Actually, there's some books that have him +140. So they've made a slight adjustment on Braden Point, but not enough considering he's scored in 9 straight. So Braden Point to score a goal. For the Islanders, I would be looking at, and you could even look Stamkos. I think Stamkos could get on the board tonight for them. He played well in Tampa in Game 5, his best game of the series. As far as the Islanders go, Matthew Barzal and Brock Nelson. Those are the guys I would be going with here. Barzal, in a big game of this magnitude, I expect him to be prominent. And Brock Nelson has a knack for scoring goals in these elimination games. He didn't in Game 6, but he had a bunch of chances. Brock Nelson in that Game 6 the other night. I think he might be able to convert one of those chances tonight in this game in a goal. So Nelson and Barzal for sure. Maybe Pajot. In a game like this, I could see him finding a way to score at a great price around plus 400. And definitely, of course, a no-brainer, Braden Point for me to score a goal as well. See if he can make it 10 straight playoff games with a goal. Jimmy Murphy, what's your thoughts here? Game 7, winner take all, Lightning Islanders.
Well, I'm like you. I mean, I already have money on the series, and I actually picked the Stanley Cup matchup to be the Islanders and Habs. So obviously feeling good about that. I think it can really happen now. And I'm with you. I think they are in a good position to go in there and steal this game right now, whether Kucherov plays or not. I honestly, Kucherov's one of the best players on the planet, right? But Tampa Bay is still a great team without him. And I don't think by any means has he been there. I think Braden Point's been their best player, if you ask me. Vasilevsky could be in that conversation as well. So I think Tampa can win without him. I just think right now the Islanders have that mentality. They're kind of like the Habs a bit. They're playing their game. They're not letting outside sources interfere with them, whether it's the media, whether it's the fans, or being on the road and the magnitude of the game. It doesn't seem to faze them. So I like the way they're in the zone right now. And I think that was a great comeback. I think they're in Tampa's heads now from coming back and making them blow that lead. So I like the Islanders in this game. I'm going to sprinkle a little right on the money line there. No crazy bets. And I'm with you. I'll ride the Braden Point gravy train.
There you go. So Islanders money line, Braden Point to score a goal for Jimmy Murphy here tonight in Game 7. By the way, Alex B. Smith, it looks like his laptop is still in the middle of an update, but he's in the chat. He's telling you what he likes here. Yes, yeah, exactly. I think that's what's caused it for sure. But he's on Tampa Bay in leading Tampa Bay in regulation. And if we get a goal early to jump on a live under at 5.5, that's what he's looking to do. And definitely also liking Braden Point, Alex B. Smith as well, to score a goal in tonight's game. All right, we knew this show would be pretty short. Pretty sweet and down to the point, and that's exactly it. We'll give you best bets in just a second. Before we wrap it up, though, a reminder, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app, sign up for an account, use the promo code THPN. A great time of year, NHL, NBA playoffs, MLB daily. We've got football in 2 months, so make sure you download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Sign up for an account. When you do, you'll get deposit bonuses, weekly specials, weekly incentives, and bet boosts. So download the DraftKings app, sign up for an account, use the promo code THPN. And yes, how are we feeling? Good point in the chat. Blake Coleman, I like his mentality. He made an egregious turnover that led to the overtime goal for Beauvillier the other night. And he's talking the talk in the press conference this morning. I'm fired up. I can't wait for Game 7. I would expect it. Maybe you look at him to score a goal tonight for the Tampa Bay Lightning. He's motivated. This guy will go above and beyond the call of duty to try to make an impact tonight, because he made an impact in a bad way in Game 6 in overtime the other night. So I would expect an utmost effort from Blake Coleman. Maybe a little small sprinkle. You can get him in that same range, 375, 400, plus 375, plus 400 to score tonight for the Tampa Bay Lightning. But best bet for me, I will go with the over in the third period, 1.5 minus 150 third period. I was tempted to go Braden Point again, but I'll go with the third period over 1.5 here, minus 150 third period. Remember the Islanders, when they had a chance to close a series out against Boston, that third period over cash. So we'll go with that for best bet, third period over for me. Jimmy Murphy, best bet.
Yeah, just Islanders straight up, right on the money line. I like the Islanders to win, and if I was going to predict a score, I'd say it's going to be in the range of 3-2 or 4-2. That's what I'm feeling. Maybe an empty netter at the end there. Like you said, they do have a habit of burying those empty netters. So if they're winning and Tampa pulls it late, that could change that over under quickly.
All right, good stuff. There we go. New York Islanders plus 140. Best bet for Jimmy Murphy. And Alex P. Smith, his best bet is Braden Point to score a goal tonight, plus 140 for the Tampa Bay Lightning as he looks to make it 10 straight games with a goal in the Stanley Cup playoffs, which should tie the record and would be a terrific, incredible feat. What's a terrific, incredible feat is all the days that we've done shows this season here on the Ice Guys since January when the season began. But it is going to be nice to have a couple days to take a step back, catch our breath. But we will be back with you on Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern time for our next edition of the Ice Guys. So don't be going to the channel or looking up our podcast downloads on Saturday or Sunday. We're off this weekend, and we will be back with you on Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern for another edition of the Ice Guys, and we will get you all set up for Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final between the Montreal Canadiens and the winner of tonight's Game 7. So get ready for a big Stanley Cup Final series preview and Game 1 preview show coming up on Monday. We're looking forward to that. For Jimmy Murphy and for Alex B. Smith, who joined us today via the chat on YouTube, I am Ian Cameron. Have a great weekend. Enjoy Game 7 tonight between the Lightning and the Islanders, and we will talk to you again on Monday for another edition of the Ice Guys presented by the Hockey Podcast Network.